I'm recording, y'all.
We are. Oh, you are? We are. Okay, here we are.
And we rolling.
Yeah, welcome back, y'all. This is Chi family, and we're just like talking to y'all, like to let you know that we appreciate y'all viewing us this season. I hope y'all liked all the the roller coaster rides that we gave you, and this season, out of who we have today, Candy Burris is our newbie.
The newbie. Hey. I would have to say that I was more than excited to be a part of the show. You know what I mean? I was already a fan of y'all. I had already been watching since the beginning. So it was just kind of like super cool to become a part of a show that I've already been watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Almost surreal, I guess. But it was just a new experience for me altogether, because this was my first time ever even, having a recurring role on a show. You know what I mean? Cool. So everything was new for me. And you guys made me feel at home. So I want to say that for everybody who's watching, it just was a really good experience. Like I don't know what the people would want to know in detail, but for me, it was a great experience from beginning to end. I know sometimes, when you come into a situation and it's new for you, for some people, well, for me, it could be awkward, and feel weird.
People can do that.
And I think, at first I probably was kind of like, okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, if it's okay to do this or do that. But I feel like I quickly started to feel comfortable. And I know watching it back, if I have to say anything about, stuff, it's like, okay, so watching it back, I didn't realize like so many things would be cut.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's real.
Because sometimes you'll be feeling like, oh, they might show this part, and then it's like, okay, well, what happened to it?
Whole chunks. You be like, wait, I said like 15 things after that.
Yeah. Or there was a whole other scene. They didn't use that. Yeah.
Right. So I think if there was anything that I had to kind of like get used to, I guess it would be, that. But then, I was like, oh, okay, well, at the end of the day, it's only so many minutes that's going to be an episode, and they got to figure out, what's going to be shown. So I was new, so I had to learn.
What was your first thing that you filmed this season? Like, what was your first day on set for you two? Your first scene.
My first scene.
I know Curtis knows, because that man has a memory.
Let me think. Before I go into that, because it's gonna take me a minute to remember, only because wow, I don't know why I can't remember that.
I'm like, what was my first?
It was over a year ago.
Well, I mean, because I remember my first scene was with Jake in the ball. It was all of that stuff. The no shoes in the house. That was my first. No, it wasn't. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That was the episode 4 was y'all's first.
Was it?
Episode.
Yeah.
What was that episode?
Episode 4 was mine first. Definitely.
Well, she shows up at
they showed me walking in.
Yeah.
But why I don't feel like that was the first thing I taped.
I think that was y'all's first scene that y'all filmed, though.
Well, okay, so when I first got there, I think we were filming 2 episodes in 1 week.
There was that, yeah.
Yeah.
So it jumped around.
Okay, so what was the first thing that you remember filming?
It's the same answer.
Oh God, this is terrible.
Moving right along.
Oh, hold on.
She was having too much fun. Too much fun was happening.
Let me go back. Let me rewind for a minute, because I'll remember that in a second. Something to come to me. Okay. But I want to say, when Candy came on, that I was nervous.
Why?
Well, because I know you before I know you. You know what I mean? I knew who you were. I knew what you did. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? And this was only my second season for TheCHi. And all of a sudden I felt like I was given this new responsibility of now all of these people coming into the storyline. It's like, hold on. because I was you last year. You know what I mean? My first thing, I was a recurring. I was popping on and I was helping out in the storyline. But now all of a sudden, it's like all these people are attached to me as well as Jake. So I'm like, what the hell? So I felt a little anxiety, and so I wanted to make sure that I didn't make you feel anyways uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And so I was like, I don't know what Candy's gonna be like. I don't know how she's gonna be, but I just want to make sure that she's cool. I want her to understand that I'm not crazy.
Well,
We don't know about
yeah,
that.
we don't know about, none of us know about that part.
But that's a very generous and kind thing of you.
Yeah, I don't know if it worked out, but but she came on, like I said, I've been saying for a minute, you came on and you did your thing, and we sat down and started doing the stuff. You were really ready to work. You know what I mean? It wasn't about who I am, what I am, what I've done, blah blah blah. It was about what are we doing today, and how can we make this better? And that's when I was like, it's fired, and let's go. If you want to work, you came to the right place, because my ass is gonna work. And I feel like it paid off. I feel like it paid off in the end.
Yeah. I do remember that they were trying to schedule the intimacy coach for us wasn't that in the first week or something? Just not to do the scene, but to do the coaching.
That's a whole thing.
I remember, yeah. And I remember like, okay, cool. You know, obviously I didn't even know what an intimacy coach was before I got there. So I was like, okay. And I didn't really know what was going to be expected. I didn't know what to do. So it was like, we never knew each other from Adam. And now we had to like figure out, okay, so what do we do? And so they gave us the choice of if we were going to do a practice or not. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I want to say that the thing that we shot and the thing we did was a lot better than what they showed. I'm just going to I'm going to say it right now.
That happened.
We was in there choking. We was in it. We were choking. We were going around. I was like, oh, well, this is going to be hot and exciting.
I remember you saying that.
I was like,
well, we can't wait to see that. He was like, yeah, we have some real choreography going. I was like, shit, I can't wait. And I was like, they went PG on us because I know Curtis and Candy got it in. It's okay.
It was definitely not as
more watered down.
Yeah.
Curtis wants y'all to know that he indeed know how to put it down. And Candy said, you know, I do not fuck around. And that's what was needed to be said today. I got you. For the record.
No, it was funny because I definitely saw some of the fans was like, well, some of the fans was like, whoa, you know, whatever. But then others were like, okay, hold on now. I was expecting more.
And then you know how you do shit and you don't remember you did it?
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck was this? I was like, what was the right on power bullshit? I said, I don't remember doing that. I'm like, obviously I did it. So I was like, what? Curtis, oh my God. I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh.
Embarrassed?
The right power is like at the end when I climax.
Yeah.
To give the salute to the 1960 Olympics.
My uncle liked it, but he's like a great uncle. He was like, that was cool. And I was like,
whoa.
Right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. Nobody needs to really know what y'all doing in y'all's bed. We can't be doing porn on TheCHi.
Well, you know what? We cannot compete with Yolanda.
Oh, come on.
Listen, nobody can touch the chocolatey mountain.
Now that was the scene. Okay.
Pornhub was going on.
They're right there.
Where?
Yes.
I was like, okay, I need to turn this off right now.
Shut up.
Listen, I need
This
to
is
turn
about y'all.
Why do you get so bashful when they talk about your big old beautiful body?
Dude, that shit is corn-fed. Good grief. Somebody wrote that. It was like, oh, she from Nebraska? That explains that corn-fed ass. I was like,
Yo, the fans get real wild sometimes.
yo, they are funny. They are funny. But it's like, it's also exciting that, you know, they watch and they keep up and they can be extra, you know, but it's they're there week by week by week. seeing what we do and predicting what we do, rewriting what we do, like all that stuff. So, I'm glad to be a part of it.
That the way that they're doing your character, Candy, is that because before when you came in, there was more of a adversarial meeting when we met, like that part of the scene. So now it's kind of, the lines are a little more blurred. You know what I mean? Like now you kind of watching and you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute. Is she sincerely helping? Or does she have, what is her ulterior motive? Or is there really one? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because before, when you came in, remember the meeting when we sat down, you basically said, I'm here, you're bad, blah, 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 and I'm here to be first lady. I think the last line was something to the effect of, you want to be first lady, and you say something like, I will be first lady, or something like that you said before, right?
Yeah, and that was one of the things that I felt like, they totally cut out, because the first scene that people see, when I do the walk into his office, he and I actually had a full conversation right there that kind of gave you the background of our relationship. It summarized it, not the full background, but it kind of gave you more like information of, what are we to each other? And they did not show that. And so I just kind of felt like, okay, people know, okay, I'm his wife, but they don't know where I came from. They kind of curious of like, well, what is it with them? And I was kind of curious of, like why they didn't show that part. But I mean, I know it's not enough time in the day to show everything.
Well, fill us in, because you know what? I get so many questions about backstories, like filling in little pieces of the story. And it's like, I know that they didn't include it, but this was intended. You know what I mean? It's like, and sometimes they think they got it in, but they didn't. Like, what is the backstory between you two?
Well, from what
I know, so we can all learn too.
Basically, he and I, we even took pictures. Remember, they had us take pictures that was supposed to be from back in the day. Like apparently, we've had like this long relationship. We were married, but we apparently are separated at the moment because I did some fucked up shit. Like I fucked his secretary or whatever. But it's
didn't even include me.
You said what?
Didn't even include me. Y'all up there just not even including brother.
So it was a tumultuous relationship. Basically, it's a love-hate situation. They started off together. We both, the background of Roselyn is that, they say she from the streets, but she know how to handle business. So basically my thing to him was, you're not gonna win without me. So she supposedly has connections. She's more business now. She has all kind of clients. In the part that they didn't show you guys, he mentions, oh, so I hear you doing great now, you got all these clients or whatever, something like that.
A lawyer, right? Because you were a lawyer, and before you were chasing ambulances, you like, I don't need to chase them anymore. They're chasing me. They're coming to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then also there was a discrepancy about your family. You didn't want your friends to see you with the street nigga or something like that. It was something about you didn't want your you helped me out because you say something about how you gave the money.
That's right.
To help my business along. It was like, you the one who, I put in this money to get your business going and whatever. I was like, no, you just didn't want your friends and family and all your high profile clients to know that you was messing around with a street nigga. That's all that was. And you're like, no. And all this is coming back. And I said, you know what, you need to sign these divorce papers. Remember, I was like, so you need to sign these divorce. So Douda was the one who was pushing, you know what, let's end this. So I got these papers, so let's sign them. And I can't remember what your reply to was that. That was.
Right.
But,
his memory is way better than mine, as you can see. But yeah, no, he's correct. And the other thing was, it was supposed to be strictly business when I came back. Just me basically helping him to win the situation. But obviously, as you see, the line started getting crossed to where, we started being intimate with each other again. But once again, it was like a love-hate, because every time it seemed like we got close, I pissed him off in some way or whatever.
Did you come back on your own, or did he ask you to come back?
No, I just showed up.
Okay.
She heard I was running for mayor.
I found out he was running for mayor.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So I say that my reasoning is because, I want him, you know, I want to be first lady.
Yeah, why not?
It was actually
No,
real nice to see.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was saying it was nice to see the chink in Douda's armor and to see the female version of him. Because it showed, like, we're so used to Douda being so big and scary, and it was nice to see a woman come in and kind of gut punch that ass.
Yep.
Right. Well, that I think that was supposed to be the whole purpose of her, is to show this other side to him. It's like he's the one who's always in control, always running shit, whatever. Everybody's afraid of him. But on the other side of the coin, here she is always challenging him, and it's always this thing.
And know exactly which buttons to push to really get him to a place of, oh, what the fuck is going on? Are you serious right now? You know, as opposed to stop, you know? But the way that they decided to do it, I think is interesting too, because what it allows for is different tentacles. It allows it to go in different directions now, whereas that was one specific step direction, and you would have to go that way and end it. But because now you kind of like, well, she is helping, but oh no, she's not helping. Oh, she's in the way, but she's supportive. It's like, oh, kind of keeps you on your toes, and it allows the ball to be moved in a lot of different directions, I think. So I think that's cool too.
Yeah, because I mean, with her also, you know, helping Jake, and you know, and that information getting over to Camille, and you know, just all of that kind of stuff. I wonder where these two will go, you know, if we come back, as far as, you know, will they stay married? Will they have a united front? Will she go over to Camille, like, who's not, you know, going to be the person? It just gives like a, you know, how will you treat her? That's what I wonder.
Let me ask you this. This, when you put this together, this is going to be after.
After.
Right.
That's good, because I'm wondering too, because we did our last scene a lot of different. Can y'all hear my thing beeping each 5 minutes?
Yeah, we can. If you don't put that on me.
How you figure out?
I don't know how to do that either.
I don't know.
Like mute stuff.
So maybe that's it. So we did our last scene where you handed me the drink and I'm in the office and you're like, congratulations, blah 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 blah. We did it a couple of ways, and I don't know which one they decided to play. I'll see that on Sunday. But one of them was, he knows all the shit she's been doing. He's not a stupid dude, so he's not in a celebratory mood when she comes in. He's kind of like in thought, and he's like, you know, I ain't gonna pay no attention to you. I know you. I know what you did. And so that kind of leaves another dun 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 at the end. So where they lean off is, you know what I thought of last night?
Think of last night, Curtis.
Yeah, no, right? Curtis?
I thought of last night. I was like, what if they have, you know, because after I go see Trig and I tell him all this shit, right, and I come back out, I said, what if they have a gunshot go off and they kill my black ass? And I don't even know it.
After you already married?
But see, that's what I mean. They'd be like, oh, then they just get rid of me.
So maybe Roselyn would be mayor. I don't know.
No.
I
go back to Camille.
And then Roselyn would still be first lady, because then she'd be like, got your ass. I'm first lady. I'm with him.
I said
win-win for Roselyn.
Yeah.
I feel like Roselyn puts herself in win-win situations.
Yeah. I also feel though that Joel's character is gonna come into y'all's world, because he's gonna be calling in favors for giving you money.
Well, no, there's a scene that we have though where I kind of put him in his place though too.
Oh, okay.
I kind of, you know what I mean, like, because he felt like he did some shit, whatever, help with. Oh, that was some other stuff that was cut out, right? Because in that meeting, he says something when we first meet Joel's character. He says at the ball, at the party, or whatever that was, remember? He says something about, thanks for helping me out. He says to me, thanks for helping me out with that other thing. So it shows a relationship. And then they have a little tit for tat. Roselyn and him about it previously knew each other, right? Which got deleted this time too. So I don't know if this scene is going to be kept in, where he's telling me that something's happening and needs to be taken care of. And he's kind of, you know, show some cojones and, you know, push me around, and I kind of just check him. I'm like, I'm going to take care of it and stay out of my face, kind of thing, you know what I mean? And he rallies back. So that, because before I thought he was going to be a little bit more kind of over Douda, but with the way, but I don't know how it's played out, but the way this plays out, it puts him back into this kind of box. and lets us let Douda become Douda again. That's the one thing I do miss about this season.
Yes.
Douda being Douda. I wish that they would have gave a little more opportunities to. I like the challenge of what I had to do, but I wish that there were a little more opportunities to show what we've known him to be. You know, what we were introduced to him as, and we've come accustomed to. And then you can have the duality of both sides of those things. This time I was a little too.
That's what I said. I was like, I miss the Jekyll and Hyde of Douda. I miss seeing Douda versus Otis Perry. Like, it added so many layers because I was like seeing Douda as mayor and then knowing that he's still like 63rd Street Mob is so fascinating to me.
I agree.
I miss the 63rd Street Mob. I miss seeing Douda, you know, pulling strings and fucking with people. Like, I missed that element. You were real up top this season, and I kind of miss you whooping ass.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Would that be what you want? Would that be what you would want for your character for season 4 if there's a comeback?
If there is, definitely. I like I said, I think the more complex that we can make this dude, because there are all those folk out there like that in politics, definitely, the more interesting it is to watch, you know, because you never know which way he's going to go. I think it was important to show him trying to be a father figure, trying to be whatever the kind of husband he thinks he can be. I think that's important to show as well. And of course, we can't forget that they had a lot on their plate. You know what I mean? They had a lot on their plate.
I personally would like to see a little bit more information on the backstory, because certain things, like even when you mentioned the whole father situation, I'm like, well, what happened with him and Roselyn? Why didn't they have kids? Because remember, we were in the limo and you say something about, and I said to you, oh, so now you want to be a daddy. So what happened before? It seems like she has a lot of resentment towards him for them not having kids. So I'm like, you know, were they pregnant once? Did he force her to have an abortion or something? The way she said it, it was a little bit more to the conversation than they showed. So I was just like, you know, whatever happened to that? Like, why didn't they have a family? You know, what's their problem? What's their issue? I would personally like to know. And then definitely it was always hinted in some of the things that you guys did not see, that there's this other side to Roselyn that's kind of fucked up. And so I would even want to see more of that. You know what I mean? Because now the way they played everything, you know, she's so supportive, you know, she's just trying to do whatever to make him win or whatever. But it's, to me, it's more than that. It's more to that.
I agree. I definitely.
That sounds good to me. I mean, they definitely did start it with you, you know, helping Jake with the code to the safe. So yeah, I think it would be fun to see both of y'all go tit for tat with ugliness. You know, just to see, I don't know, that kind of, I think it's fun TV to watch, you know, when people can get nasty. But at the same time, you know, in a relationship, that's one thing that I do find interesting in a relationship. People can go tit for tat with each other, but then somebody from the outside tries to fuck with them. They, you know, they attack the other. So I would love to see something like that with y'all too. You know, somebody come for him and you kick their ass in some sort of way. You know, just fun TV in the TheCHi.
I think there definitely is a respect that both of them have for each other. I think they definitely respect each other, and I think the oil and the water mixture is there already. But I think if we, because there was one scene that we kind of did, we wanted to do it a little more playfully, and they kind of pulled that away as well, because I think there is a bit of a, you know, they know each other, and they know this is what we have. You know, we might be mad in 15 minutes, but right now this is good, and when it's good, it's good. And when it's bad, the shit is bad. You know, I agree. I think seeing more of their relationship and the complications of that too, and the complexities of that, I think is be exciting. Like,
well, all right. Well, look, we're like almost out of time.
I didn't ask y'all no questions.
right.
Well, oh no, I mean you could. We got like 9 minutes left. Ask away.
Oh, okay.
All the time.
TheCHi.
Yes, ma'am.
I was curious to know, how did you feel about Ronnie being killed?
Yo, that was one of those things where it's almost like you knew it was gonna happen, but like even reading on a page, I was like, y'all doing it right now? Like now y'all doing it? It kind of, I had a lot of emotions that episode because, you know, being like the very first episode, it took me back to the very first day, like our rehearsals with Rick, our table read, like that whole wave, and just how it all got set into motion. And then like filming it, it's like, you know, it's just work. But then like watching it was a completely different thing. It's like I knew it was gonna happen, but I just couldn't stop myself from crying. It like really messed me up. It's amazing how the writers can literally take you through and like tug on emotions for no apparent reason. It broke me a lot. Like that hurt my little feelings. It did. And I mean, I watched it as a viewer, not as, you know, Tracy. I watched it as TheCHi, and I was like, well, Ronnie needed to die. Like, you know, that's what his ass get. He killed that kid. And that bitch Tracy, good. I'm glad she got to see it. But then it messed me up.
Yeah, that is a weird thing. Because it's like, it's twofold with the character leaving, but then also the actor leaving. Right. So it's kind of, I don't know. I remember reading it at the table read, and it was a little sickly feeling, like, oh, geez, damn. And, you know, all that just sort of sits in, and you just like, you don't even know what to say after that. Like, oh man, damn, sorry. Yeah, I just don't even know what to say.
It was like, yeah, so, and then you like try to stay on the up and up, but it's like, got you feeling like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, there's a lot more involved into it, right? Because you know the real actor's life, you know what he's going through, and what if he's decided to leave already, if it wasn't his personal decision, if, you know what I mean, how much he loves y'all, how much y'all connected, and all of that too. So yeah, and that, I find that when I'm reading some people's comments sometimes, and they're like, oh, get rid of so and so and so and so, and you sometimes I think you forget, and
these are people
that those somebody's livelihood. Yes. You know what I mean? Somebody's been working all their career to get this gig. I mean, literally to get this gig. And finally they've gotten a really good gig on a really good show. They're getting to do really good work. And because of the story, and nothing a fault of their own, they're being taken off that show. And just that emotional attachment that goes to it as well. You'd be like, okay, I know this is possible. I know it could happen. I know it's supposed to happen, but it's like, fuck, I'm out of here. Hold on.
And that's what we were feeling as actors. I think the awesome thing is, in Tade is, you know, he bounced back in a tremendous way. You know, he's got straight to offer deals. He's got a series on Netflix. He's got some things, you know, popping. So I'm very happy for him, you know, onward and upward. We took a tremendous loss, and he will be missed.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens next year.
Yeah. Here's to next year, y'all. Let's wish for another season.
Last thing I gotta say.
Uh-oh.
Next year, I would love to see Douda's mom come back.
Oh my gosh.
That one episode of her was not enough.
Douda, no, Curtis, what was it like? Because I know we only got 6 minutes. Yo, your mom, that introduction was crazy.
And when y'all came face to face,
that needs to be explored, right? We really need to hear them have a conversation of some sort, because there's a lot of stuff there. Even the way, now, Juanita Jennings, come on, man. Juanita fucking Jennings, what? And it's funny enough, guys, so after we had finished shooting that, she had called me in my room. We had finished, I think we finished late, like maybe 11:30-ish, not that late, but late. She called me, she's like, let's have a drink downstairs. And I was like, okay. And I come downstairs, she had brought her own bottle of white wine. She's sitting down there in that lobby, not even in the bar part, over in that other little section. She set that wine down, y'all. We stayed up talking until 6 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I love that.
And it was conversation. It wasn't like it was just like, okay, woo. No, we were talking, and her story, her life story, and what she's been doing. So yeah, man. Even the way she looked at me when I said thank you, Mom, she came over to me and she kind of had that, oh my God, it's my son, I don't know what to do. It was just so full, man. Yeah, if there is one, I would love to have that. But you know.
Is she Chicago local?
She's in LA.
LA.
Mm-hmm. But you know, who knows? Who's gonna be there next year? Because you know.
True.
Yeah. I'd like to see your character do next season.
That's what I was saying. I would love to see more of the backstory with myself, with him, with the mother, because clearly she does not like me. You know what I mean?
I know that's the one.
I would love to just really show more of that tug of war between myself and Douda, and let her start standing on her own. Like, clearly she feels like she's smarter than him.
Truly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just would like for people to see why.
Agreed.
I'd like to see scenes with all of us adults together.
Right.
That would be fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, to see these worlds intersect.
That's
That'd be
interesting
cool.
TV when all the worlds collide. I think that's
Yeah,
when the big boom is always the best.
it really is. It's fun. What about you, Ty?
What about me?
Season 4 thoughts?
I think it's going to be interesting if they explore, Tracy again taking a heavy lot. Like Tracy got nothing now. Like, she has nobody. She lost Jason. She lost Ronnie. I mean, I hope they go through the full spectrum of her recovery. Although somehow I feel like I'm gonna be crying again all season, and just got that one little moment of happiness where Tracy had a smile on her face.
She did. And a cute coat, too.
Going back to the beginning. Let's just hope the writers get real creative and find a way to get her on her feet again quickly.
Well, all right. Those are our wants and wishes. I should say wishes for season 4. Y'all, thank y'all for coming through today.
Curtis, are you frozen or are you in deep thought?
I'm no longer here.
He literally,
Really?
I thought, yeah, me too. I thought he was like seriously thinking.
Like,
Can y'all hear me?
Wait, did we just hear him?
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Let me say this though. That's a dope ass pose though. That's a dope ass pose though. That shit is dope. Look at me. I'm like,
He's you fucking get it.
I don't know how to get the camera back, so I'll talk to y'all later. That's a dope ass pose. Look, you can see the bicep hopping. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Thanks everybody for watching us season 3. We're hoping we come back season 4.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Say a prayer.
Yes.